Good day. I am Anthony Siambat and today I will be explaining the main class of our project. Import Java util array list. So it's used to create a dynamic and resizable list to store our toy collection. We have scanner. This is to capture user input, enable dynamic interaction between the user and the program. We have the public class main, which contain the starting point of execution. So we have this is a entry point where the execution begin when the program runs. We have array declaration for storing toy. This is the array list that store a collection of toy object. Next we have toy object declaration. This variable represent a toy object that we can create and manipulate. This scanner object for the user input. So a scanner object used to read input from the user during the program execution. We have variable declaration in choice and respond. In ID and increment is equal to 0. Boolean found is equal to false. So choice here, this is a store the user menu selection. Next we have respond. This is used for handling user responded in certain condition. We have in ID. So this is represent the unique ID of a toy. Next we have increment. So it's a counter that generate unique ID for each new toy. We have Boolean found is equal to false. So this is a Boolean flag used to track whether a toy is found during searches or removal. Next we have main menu with a do while loop. This is a loop display the menu option for managing the toy collection such as one we have adding a new toy. Next we have removing a toy, displaying all toys, search for a toy by name, filter toy based on specific condition, and exit program. The do while loop ensure that menu keep displaying until the user chooses to exit by the selection 0. Next, I briefly explain the purpose of the switch case structure. Switch choice. This is to evaluate the user selection from the menu and direct the program to the corresponding case. Case 1, this is execute where the user select option 1 to add a new toy. It prompts the user to enter that toy's name and condition. So each case represent a specific action based on the user input. After the code for the chosen case is execute, the program either exit the switch using break or continue processing logic. That's all. Thank you.
Donald greetings, I'm Ira Casinbi Brutas and I'll be explaining the attributes, the constructor, and the getters and setters of the class toy. The class contains several private attributes that defines the properties of toy, which is ID. Int ID unique for identifier for the toy. Int weight, string name, name of the toy, string condition, the condition toy, like if it's a new use damage, string manufacturer, the company that made the toy, string size, the size of the toy, small, medium, or large. String interactive features. This describe any interactive features the toy may have. So, Boolean battery operated. This indicates whether the toy requires a battery. So, Boolean sound features indicate whether the toy has sound features. So again, so these attributes is private, meaning they cannot access directly from the outside of the class. So next is constructor. So here public toy int ID string name, string condition, string manufacturer, string size, int weight, boolean battery operated, boolean sound features, string interactive features. So this constructor takes all the properties as a parameter. It assigns the parameters to the instance variables using this, which refers to the accurate instance of the class. So another is toy teddy bear, new toy 101 teddy bear, new toy medium 500 true false soft and cuddly. So That's a example for creating a toy object. So next, the last one is getters and setters. So getters and setters allowed controlled access and modification of the toy's attributes. So here are the examples of the getters, accessor methods, um, public string get name return name. So these are the getters, and setters is these are the method updates the value of a private attribute. So public void set name string name. So this that name equals name. Um, this allows updating name of toy object like set weight int weight manufacturer string manufacturer. That's all, and thank you.
Dangal greetings, I'm Isa Gina Grace and I will be presenting how our program adds a new toy to the collection. So first of all, this operation can be done by inputting 1 in our main menu, which means you want to add a new toy to the collection. This whole process needs 9 parameters for the toy constructor, basically all the details we need for each toy. First, we generate a unique ID for the toy. We decided to use an incrementing ID so each toy automatically gets a unique identifier. At the start, the increment and ID variables are initialized to 0. Every time a new toy is added, the increment value increases, starting at 1, and the new value is stored in the ID. Next, we ask for the name of the toy. We take the user's input using the scanner object and store it in a string variable called name. Then we ask for the toy's condition. Since there are only 3 possible conditions, new, used, or refurbished, we use a dual loop to display a menu and make sure the user picks a valid option. This ensures that the loop only stops once a correct option is selected. After that, we ask for the manufacturer's name and store it as a string. The same goes for the size of the toy, which represents its dimensions. For example, 10 by 10 by 5 centimeters. Since dimensions include both numbers and symbols, we store this as a string. For the weight of the toy in grams, we first initialized weight to 0. Since weight should be a number, we use a try-catch block to make sure the user enters a valid number or integer. If they enter anything else, an error message appears and they have to try again. Now we ask if the toy is battery operated. We use a boolean variable called battery operated, which is initially set to false. A dual loop ensures the user inputs 0 for not battery operated or 1 for battery operated. The same structure is used to check if the toy has sound features. If the user enters 0, it means no sound features, but if they enter 1, then it does have sound features. And finally, we ask for the interactive features if it has any, and store the user's input in a string variable. Now that we have all the details, this line creates a new toy object and adds it to the array list using the add method. These 9 parameters here represent the 9 variables that stored all the details of the toy. After that, we display this message to confirm to the user that the toy was successfully added. And finally, we don't forget to break out of the loop to return to the menu.
Dangal greetings, I'm Gonzales Marie Manuela and I'm going to explain the remove toy method in our project. So first, we're going to ask the user to enter the ID of the toy they want to remove. Then next here, we created a boolean found. So this will return true if the ID is found. Then here, in this statement, if toys is empty, it will going to print cannot remove, the toy list is empty. Else, so we used a for loop here to iterate through the lists, and if the ID of the toy is equals to the user input, then the toys will be removed, then found true, and it will notify, or it will print the toy is successfully removed. And if it's not, we use the if not found, it will print the toy is not found.
Let's tackle about the display all methods. Checking if the toy list is empty. If the toys list is empty, it prints a message. For example, the toy list is empty. If the toy list is not empty, the program will print or display a message or the toy details. For a loop that iterates through the toy list using index to access each toy object, inside the loop, it prints the details of each toy using getter methods. Each toy's attributes are retrieved using a getter methods.
Dangal greetings, I'm Veronica Arcojeres and today I will explain the toy search function in our Java program. This function allows user to search for a toy by its name and display details, including ID, condition, manufacturer, and more. I will break down how the code works step by step so we can understand the logic and purpose. The program starts by checking if the list of toys is empty using the condition. This condition prevents searching when no toys are available. If the toys is empty, it prints a message. Cannot search, the toy list is empty. And the function stops there without asking for input. If the list is not empty, the program continues and asks the user to enter the toy's name. Here, system.out.print display the prompt without moving to a new line, so the user can type the toy's name next to it. The program then user scan that next line close parentheses to read the user input and store it in search name. Next is the boolean flag. The toy found variable is set to false at the beginning. It will be changed to true if a matching toy is found later. The program then prints a header section for search result. This line helps organize the output, making it easier to read when multiple toys are displayed. Now the program loops through the toy list to find a match. This is a for loop that runs for 0 to toys that size close parentheses -1, meaning it checks every toy stored in the list. Inside the loop, it checks if the toy's name match the user input. This line of code is the name of the toy at I index. So this equals ignore case search name compares if with the user input ignores uppercase and lowercase difference. If the names match, the program displays the toy's details. If a match is found, the program set toy found to true. This ensures that the program knows at least one toy was found and prevents the no toy found message from appearing later. Next, the program prints the toy details. Each system that out that prints state print a special detail of the toy, a unique ID identifier for the toy, name, the toy names, condition, the toy condition, new, use, or damage. Manufacturer, the company that made the toy. Size, the size of the toy, and weight, the toy weight displayed in grams. Battery operated, whether the toy requires battery, true or false. Sound features, when the toy has sound features. And interactive features, especially interactive function of the toy. If no matching toy was found, the program checks the toy found. On this line of code, the toy found condition means if toy found is still false after checking all toys, if no toy match the search name, it prints no toy found with the name. The separator ensures clean output formatting. The break statement exits the switch case and return to the main menu.
Greetings everyone. I'm Ivo Franco and I'm here to present the case 5 display toys based on condition. If toys is empty, system.out.print line cannot search the toy list is empty. Else, before filtering, the program checks if the toys list is empty. Why, if there are no toys, searching is pointless. The program informs the user and stop further execution. Next one, the system.out that print new, used, refurbished condition and scan next in. So in these lines of code, it displays the filter menu, which shows filtering options based on toy conditions. It prints a menu and asks the user to select condition by entering a number. Next one is the string selected condition switch response. Case 1 selected condition new break. Case 2 selected condition use break. Case 3 selected condition refurbished break. Then default system.out.print invalid input returning to main menu break. So in this line of codes, it's assigning the selected condition, where converts the user number input into a readable condition, new, use, or refurbished. The switch statements maps the input 1, 2, 3 to a corresponding condition, then the invalid input handling if the user enters an invalid number. The program prints a message and skips filtering. Next one is the system.out.print line toys in condition plus selected condition. It lets the user know which condition they are filtering for. Next one is the lines of code. The found equals else for in I equals 0, I less than toys that size, I plus plus if toys that get I condition equal in your case selected condition found true system.out.print id plus toys get I that get id name plus toys get that toys that get I that get name manufacturer plus toys that get I get manufacturer the size the weight the battery operated sound features interactive features all of that was displaying matching toys where loops through the toys list and prints details of toys that match the selected condition. It checks if toys that get condition matches selected condition, ignoring case sensitivity. If a match is found, it prints the toy's details like ID, name, manufacturer, size, or etc. The found flag ensures that at least one toy is matches. Next one is the handling no matches. If found, system.out.print no toys found in this condition. If no toys matches the selected condition, it informs the user. The terminating program, the case 0, system.out.print, program terminated break. If the user enters 0, the program stops running. Then the default system.out.print invalid input try again break. It for when a user has an invalid input. In the main menu, they get an error message saying invalid input, then try again instead of crashing the program. Then while choice equals 0, it keeps the program running until the user chooses to exit by entering 0. Then scan close. It exits the program. That's all. Thank you for watching.